Imagine this. Someone close to you says something cutting, designed to wound. Your boss undermines you in a meeting. A friend ghosts you after you needed them most. In that moment, your chest tightens, heat rises in your face, and your mind spirals into defense, anger, or despair. You feel exposed, fragile, completely at the mercy of what just happened. Most people live their entire lives like this, raw nerves walking through a world that never stops testing them. But what if you could reach a point where those blows land, and nothing inside you breaks? What if words, betrayals, failures, and chaos simply pass through you like wind through an ancient forest? That's what it means to become mentally untouchable. And today, I'm going to hand you the 7 Dark Stoic lessons that forge that kind of unbreakable mind. You won't just hear theory. You'll see how these principles play out in the raw moments of real life, the ones that used to shatter you. By the end, you'll feel the shift starting inside you, the quiet power of someone who knows human nature too deeply to ever be played again. Let's begin with the first lesson, the foundation of everything. Most people believe that strength comes from fighting back harder, from reacting with equal or greater force. They snap at insults, chase validation, and let every external event dictate their inner state. They think being reactive proves they're alive, passionate, real. But here's the deeper truth that the Stoics understood long before modern psychology named it. Your greatest power isn't in controlling others or circumstances. It's in refusing to let them control you. Picture a negotiation at work. A colleague throws a subtle jab meant to rattle you, to make you defensive so you concede ground. The average person feels the sting and fires back immediately, escalating tension, revealing their buttons. But the strategically intelligent person, they pause, they observe. They don't hand over their emotional state to someone else's cheap tactic. This isn't suppression. This is mastery of the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to you, your judgments, your responses, your focus. Everything else, other people's words, actions, moods, is not. Human nature wires us to react because, in our ancestral past, quick emotion kept us alive. But in today's world, that same wiring makes you predictable, exploitable, and exhausted. The strategic advantage is massive. When you stop reacting, you gain clarity. You see manipulations for what they are. You conserve energy that others waste on drama. People start to respect you differently, not because you dominate conversations, but because you cannot be dominated. Start small today. Next time something provokes you, count to 10 in your mind and ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. Watch how your inner world grows quieter, stronger. Most people live at the mercy of their impulses. You are choosing to rule them. And that single choice makes you untouchable. But here's where it gets dangerous. Once you master non-reaction, the world tests you harder, almost like it senses your growing strength. That's exactly why the second lesson is essential. Lesson 2. Embrace a more fatty. Love your fate, even when it hurts. Most people fight reality. They wish things were different. They replay what-ifs and resent the hand they've been dealt. This resistance creates endless suffering. They see obstacles as enemies instead of teachers. The deeper psychological truth is that resistance to what is drains your power faster than anything else. The Stoics and thinkers like Nietzsche, who echoed them, understood that the highest form of freedom comes from willing what happens, not just enduring it. A more fatty isn't passive acceptance. It's active love for the entire unfolding of your life, the dark parts included. Take a real example from relationships. You pour everything into someone, only for them to leave or betray you. The average emotionally reactive person collapses into bitterness, carrying that resentment like a scar that never heals. They let the pain define them for years. The self-mastered individual does something different. They look at the betrayal and say, "This too was necessary. It revealed truths I needed. It forged me stronger." They extract the lesson, feel the pain fully but briefly, then move forward without the weight. In negotiations or career setbacks, the same principle applies. A lost deal isn't failure, it's data. A harsh criticism isn't an attack, it's information about where to sharpen yourself. The psychology here runs deep. Your mind has a negativity bias, wired to dwell on threats. But by choosing to love your fate, you rewire that bias. You turn every arrow aimed at you into fuel. The strategic advantage. Unshakable resilience. While others break under pressure, you bend and grow. You become anti-fragile, stronger because of the chaos, not despite it. Practical takeaway. Tonight, before sleep, review one difficult event from your day and consciously affirm, "I love that this happened because it reveals where I must grow." Do this daily and watch resentment dissolve. In the storm of life, most people curse the rain. You will learn to dance in it. And that dance makes the next lesson even more powerful. What happens when you stop fighting fate and start using it? That's when Lesson 3 reveals itself. Lesson 3. Practice voluntary discomfort to build an inner fortress no external force can breach. Average people chase comfort at every turn. They avoid hard conversations, skip workouts when it's cold, numb discomfort with distractions. They believe ease equals happiness. But this softness leaves them brittle when real challenges arrive. The dark Stoic truth is that comfort is the enemy of strength. By deliberately seeking out controlled discomfort, you inoculate yourself against the uncontrollable kind. This is premeditatio malorum, premeditating misfortune, combined with training your mind like a warrior trains the body. Consider social situations. Most people dread rejection or awkward silence. They people please to stay comfortable. The psychologically intelligent person practices the opposite. They intentionally enter uncomfortable scenarios, striking up conversations with strangers, speaking their truth even when it risks disapproval, fasting from distractions for a day. In one powerful example, imagine preparing for a high-stakes meeting where you know opposition awaits. Instead of dreading it, you visualize the worst outcomes nightly. You feel the discomfort in advance. When it arrives, you're not surprised. You're prepared, calm, untouchable. Human nature fears the unknown. Voluntary discomfort removes that fear by making the unknown familiar. The advantage is profound. You develop what the Stoics call the inner citadel, a mental fortress that stands firm when everything outside crumbles. Apply this immediately. This week, choose one discomfort: cold showers, difficult truths spoken, saying no without explanation. Feel the resistance, then push through. Each time, your mental armor thickens. Most people shrink from pain. You will seek it out on your terms and become unbreakable because of it. But embracing discomfort alone isn't enough if you still let others inside your head. That's why Lesson 4 changes everything. Lesson 4. Master the art of strategic detachment. Care deeply without losing yourself. Emotionally reactive people swing between two extremes: total indifference or desperate attachment. They either shut down to avoid hurt or cling so tightly that any disruption destroys their peace. Both paths leave you vulnerable. The deeper insight from Stoic wisdom and human behavior is that true power lies in engaged detachment. You participate fully in life, relationships, and goals, but you never tie your core worth or inner calm to outcomes or other people's behavior. This isn't coldness, it's clarity. Think about family dynamics. A parent or sibling says something dismissive, rooted in their own insecurities. The average person internalizes it, argues, or withdraws in pain. Hours, days, energy lost. The strategic mind observes it as data about them, not a definition of you. You respond if needed, but you don't absorb the emotional poison. You remain connected yet sovereign. In the world of influence and power, this detachment is a dark weapon. People sense when you need them too much. It makes you manipulable. When you detach strategically, others chase your approval because you clearly don't need theirs. Psychology backs this. Attachment triggers anxiety loops in the brain. Detachment activates calm, executive function. The advantage: you influence without being influenced. You love without losing control. You pursue ambitions fiercely but remain peaceful regardless of results. Takeaway right now. Identify one area where you're overly attached, maybe an outcome at work or a person's opinion. Remind yourself, I will give my best, but the result is not me. Practice this and feel the freedom wash over you. Most people are slaves to their attachments. You are choosing sovereignty. And with that sovereignty, silence becomes your sharpest tool. Now, pay close attention, because Lesson 5 is where most people fail, and where you will begin to dominate. Lesson 5. Weaponize silence in a world addicted to noise. Most people fear silence. They fill every gap with words, oversharing, explaining, justifying. They believe talking more equals strength or intelligence. In reality, it exposes weakness. The Stoic and dark psychological truth is that silence creates power. It forces others to project their own insecurities, reveal more than they intend, and fill the void with information you can use. In negotiations, arguments, or social games, the one who speaks least often holds the cards. Real-life example. You're in a tense discussion with a partner or colleague who accuses you falsely. The reactive person jumps in to defend, explain, over-detail. They lose ground. They look guilty even when innocent. The mentally untouchable person stays silent for a beat longer than comfortable. They let the accusation hang. Often, the other person overcorrects, reveals their true motive, or softens. Your calm unnerves them because it signals you are not ruled by their narrative. Sun Tzu and Machiavelli both understood this. Power favors the observer. Human nature abhors a vacuum. People rush to fill your silence with truths. The strategic advantage is control. You conserve energy. You appear mysterious, confident, deep. People respect and fear what they can't easily read. Start practicing today. In your next conversation where you feel the urge to fill space, don't. Hold the silence. Watch what unfolds. Note how it shifts the dynamic in your favor. Most people talk to prove themselves. You will use silence to reveal everyone else. But true untouchability requires knowing your own shadows too. Here's where it gets darker and more transformative. Lesson 6. Lesson 6. Integrate your shadow. Face the darkness within to never fear it without. Average people deny their dark side, the anger, envy, selfishness, weakness. They suppress it, only for it to erupt at the worst times or leave them vulnerable to those who wield it skillfully. The profound Stoic-inspired truth, echoed in deeper psychological understanding, is that integrating your shadow makes you whole and therefore untouchable. By acknowledging your capacity for manipulation, rage, or deceit, you gain conscious choice over it. You spot it instantly in others and neutralize it. Consider workplace politics. Someone uses subtle guilt or flattery to influence you. If you've never examined your own tendencies toward those tactics, you're blind to them. You fall for it. But when you sat with your own darkness, through honest reflection, perhaps evening reviews like Marcus Aurelius, you recognize the game immediately. You don't judge yourself harshly for having those impulses. You simply choose not to act from them, and you refuse to let others pull those strings. This knowledge is for self-protection, awareness, and personal mastery, not for harming or manipulating innocent people. Use it to build walls of understanding that no one can breach. The psychology is clear. Unexamined shadows control you. Integrated, they become sources of strength, empathy, and razor-sharp perception. The advantage: you move through the world with eyes wide open. Betrayal doesn't surprise you. Praise doesn't inflate you. You remain centered. Practical step: each night, ask yourself 3 questions. Where did I act from fear today? Where did ego show up? What darkness did I witness in others that I also carry? Answer honestly. Grow. Most people run from their shadows and get devoured by them. You will face them, befriend them, and become whole. Which leads us to the final, crowning lesson. Lesson 7. Live for the long game. Transcend immediate gratification for legendary self-mastery. Emotionally reactive people chase quick wins, validation, revenge, pleasure. They burn bright and fade fast. Their lives are a series of emotional highs and crashes. The ultimate Dark Stoic truth is that real power belongs to those who play the infinite game. You delay gratification, endure in silence, build systems and character that compound over years. This is how you become not just resilient, but legendary. Think of your career or personal growth. Most people quit when results don't come fast. They switch paths, distracted by shiny objects. The self-mastered individual stays the course, knowing that consistency beats intensity. They measure themselves against their yesterday, not the noise around them. In relationships and influence, this means building trust slowly, reputation quietly, alliances strategically. No desperate moves. No short-term manipulations that backfire later. The psychology behind it. Your brain rewards instant dopamine, but true fulfillment and power come from delayed, deeper rewards. By choosing the long game, you rewire for discipline and vision. Advantage: while others crash and restart, you compound quietly into an unstoppable force. Failures become plot twists in a larger story of dominion. Takeaway as we close: pick one area of your life and commit to one small daily action for the next 90 days, no matter what. Track it. Protect it. This single habit will echo through every part of your existence. You've walked through fire with these 7 lessons. Non-reaction, amor fati, voluntary discomfort, strategic detachment, weaponized silence, shadow integration, the long game. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for a moment, then return to their old patterns. But not you. You are different now. You understand human nature, the weaknesses, the games, the illusions, and you've chosen to rise above them. You are becoming mentally untouchable. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger, calmer, sharper, in control. If any of these lessons hit you deeply, drop a comment below. Tell me which one resonated most, or share a moment where you chose power over reaction. Your story might be the spark someone else needs. If you're ready to claim your mental dominion, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More lessons like this are coming. Deeper, darker, more transformative. Until next time, guard your mind, master your nature, become untouchable. The world is watching. Show it what you're made of.